Hello everybody and welcome to Develop. It is a text-based game just in the browser. As always, I'll leave a link down below. But, yeah. So it just starts off without a title or anything like that. And it's another game from Asylum Gym. Surprise, surprise. I'm loving all these games. There's so many awesome submissions. It's incredible. Anyways, let's begin. Driving up, I found myself in front of an old apartment complex. The entire building looked as if it would crumble at the touch of civilization. What time is it? The time was early evening, 6 p.m. The date, October 11th, 2013. Get out of your car. I shut my car door and proceeded towards the building. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The orange light illuminated a path on the east side of the complex, revealing stairs. I hastily shuffled up them. A few stray people milled about the stairwell. They paused and stared at me, uncomfortably. They went back to their conversation. Looking around self-consciously, I began to jangle the keys in my pocket. I proceeded up the flight. Once on the second floor, I reached into my jacket for the key and searched for the room number. What was the number again? 264, 264, 264. Right, room 264. The room was at the end of the hall. The lingering light of dusk cut the door in two. Unlike the others, the mailbox was stuffed to the brim with ads and forlorn papers. Is this even the right room? Check the letter in your pocket. Double-checking. The numbers matched up with the letter addressed to me. Knocking first, I tried to open the aging apartment door. It wouldn't budge. Pry it open? I stuck my hand in the crevices of the door, and with some force pried it open. I found out what was blocking my path. Behind the door was piles of garbage and mail that had accumulated over the past month, long forgotten. I coughed a bit. The mixture of trash and dust was overwhelming. After sticking my head out for a breath of fresh air, I entered again and surveyed the room. When you looked past the trash and general filth, it wasn't actually that bad. A small studio that was well loved back in the day. Orange tint washed over the room, modestly furnished with a kitchenette and living room. On the north wall was two doors. The door on the left connected to the bedroom. I looked again at my letter. It indicated a safe behind a painting in the bedroom. But what was that door on the right? Enter the right door. I entered the right-handed door. It was pitch black. Fumbling for the switch, I flipped it on. The lights came to life with a dull flicker, bathing the room in blood red. A dark room. Hanging along the ceiling by strings were long strips of film negatives. They were rustling as I entered. There was a metal sink in the corner of the room, vats of chemicals, a film processing table with a light box. In the dead center of the table looked to be a book of some kind. So this is what my grandfather left for me in all its entirety, a studio with a dark room. To be honest, I never felt really close to my grandfather. So distant, in fact, that I didn't even realize his passing until I received a letter in the mail. The letter informed me that my grandfather left me all his meager possessions. Even stranger, he left no notes or inclining as to why he even gave me anything. Look again at the letter. Why? No I love you, no thank yous. He was a man of few words. The whole ordeal was truly mysterious. My parents were equally surprised that he left me anything at all, thinking that I'll just take it with him, or set it up for the family. But no, he left it to me. The only reason I could assume is that he found out I had an interest in photography. Perhaps he found a kindred spirit in me. Or maybe I was simply overthinking the situation. Regardless, the studio was mine. But there was a nagging feeling in my gut. Maybe he was trying to tell me something. But through what? Like my previous assumption, photography had to be the key. So I decided to start with the dark room. I went over to examine the book. Opening it up, I thumbed through the pages. It was a photo album. It started with your typical family shots, aged portraits on black and white sheets. Some were tinted brown, dates and squiggly handwriting neatly written beneath each shot. Meticulous work was put into every photo's development. But there was something about these pictures that struck me as strange. So strange. It was... On each photo, there were lines, cutting through various places in the shots. They looked almost like hairs, wrongfully placed. What was even more disturbing was that they simply invaded the pictures, like annoying dust spots. The lines simply cut things in half. Bodies in the pictures, faces, smiles, eyes. Nothing was untouched by these lines. But why were these here? It was obvious that my grandfather was quite skilled in his shot placement and development. The proper contrast and depth of each field in each shot was that of no amateur. These lines, though, were they intentional? I took out the photographs, placed them side by side, rearranged them, but nothing seemed to make sense. After taking out all the photos, I did notice something. On the back of a baby picture of myself were those neatly scribbled lines. A note to me. Look in the safe. A combination. Those lines were a combination. I put my picture in the center and surrounded it with the rest of the photo album. Numbers started forming, the combination to the safe. With this new information in hand, I rushed out of the dark room and into the bedroom. Like the rest of the house, the room was quite sparse. The bed had a large painting, or, looking again, it wasn't a painting, but a large photograph of a family of 3. I couldn't recognize anyone in the photo. Their backs were turned. Should I open the safe? I lifted the painting off the wall and located the safe. My heart pounding in my chest. I punched in the combination. Opened the safe. I looked inside and started screaming. I screamed and 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 screamed. Where do I click? What do I do? I'm so confused. I can't click any of them. That's it? I don't get it. What the heck? I don't know. I don't know. What am I doing? No, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to all of them. I don't know. I guess that's it. Do I have to highlight something? No? I don't get it! Huh. Well, that was a really interesting story. If you get it, then let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed, then leave a like and add it to your favorites. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video of whatever I decide to make. Goodbye, guys. Thank you. Jeez, I can't type. Escape pod. Can I go in the escape pod, please?